repeat. Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
coming to you live from the McPherson Academic and Athletic Complex here on the beautiful campus of the University of Mount Union. You are tuned in to Mount Union Purple Raider men's basketball as we have some Wednesday night rivalry hoops here tonight at the MAC as your 11th ranked Purple Raiders play host to their arch rival, the John Carroll Blue Streaks. My name is Jacob Attar. Alongside me we have the great Davis Roby. And Davis, it's always great to be broadcasting a rivalry game. John Carroll, definitely that bitter rival here tonight for the Purple Raiders. Coming into this one, the Blue Streaks are 7-7 overall, 2-5 in OAC play. They're coming in fresh off a win over Muskingum, 91-83. Davis, take us through some guys and some stats here for the John Carroll Blue Streaks.
Yeah, so in the last game against Muskingum, PJ Flannery led the team with 22 points, while Jackson Sertan had a 19, and while Mason Trubisky, Mitchell Trubisky's younger brother, added 14 points as well, and the team knocked down 15 three-pointers as a whole and had 42 bench points. So overall, it's a pretty great offensive performance from the Blue Streaks. But if we're going to highlight one player, it's definitely going to be Jackson Sertan. He leads the team in points per game with about 19 and a half, and leads the team in rebounds as well with 6 per game. So it'll be interesting to see if John Carroll can come out here and give Mount Union a really good game.
Yeah, that's for sure. As Jackson Sertan comes into this one as one of the top players in the OAC, Mount Union's going to need to do a great job tonight trying to contain him down low, especially like how Davis mentioned. Also coming in with 6 rebounds per game to lead the team there as John Carroll, too. They love to put points on the board, 85.8 points per game as a team this year, but their defense has been a little bit lacking. They've been giving up around 90 points per game to opponents, and with a high-scoring team like the Mount Union Purple Raiders, they can take advantage of that here tonight. As taking a look here at our 11th ranked Purple Raiders, they are coming in hot. They're on a 4-game win streak right now, fresh off an 81-63 victory against La Roche on Monday. Davis, take us through some key guys in that performance and some key guys you're looking at here tonight.
Yeah, in the last game against La Roche, Christian Parker led the Raiders with 26 points, matching his career high, as well as Braden Poole had 21 points, 10 rebounds, 5 steals, and 3 blocks. Very overall well-performed game from Braden Poole, as Darrell Newsom had 18 points along with 4 three-pointers of his own. And the Raiders actually passed the ball very well in this past game with 25 assists on 30 made field goals. And Stanislawski actually had 9 points in the game, but he also had 9 assists on top of that. And the team overall shot 54% from the floor. But if I'm going to look at one guy specifically for the Raiders, I'm going to be looking at Braden Poole. His game, the last 2 games the Raiders have played, he's done phenomenal. But overall for the season, he's 3rd on the team with scoring with just over 12, 1st in rebounds with just about 8.5 a game, but also is up there in assists as well. But I think most importantly is his defensive his skills, as well as he's been averaging 2.5 steals a game and also just over 1.5 block per game as well. So I think if the Raiders are going to win and win big, I think Braden Poole is going to be a big contributor to that tonight for the Purple Raiders.
Couldn't agree with you more on that, partner. As Braden Poole, he's definitely provided that senior leadership here this year so far for the Purple Raiders, especially on the defensive end, but he's also contributing a lot on the offensive end, as we saw on Monday night. We're going to take a short break here on the live stream as we are going to take a pause for the national anthem. We'll be back with starting lineups here momentarily and getting you ready for the Purple Raiders to take on the Blue Streaks. back here on the Mount Union men's basketball live stream, getting you ready for the Purple Raiders to take on their arch rival, the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Let's take a look at the starting lineups here tonight. First for the visiting Blue Streaks. They are led by fifth-year head coach of John Carroll alumni himself, Pete Moran, and their starting lineup consists of the junior guard from Olmsted Falls High School in Olmsted Falls, Ohio, number 1, Eric Hanna. The sophomore guard, number 2, Connor O'Toole, hailing from Avon, Ohio there. The junior guard, William Wallace, number 3. He also gets to start here from Hudson, Ohio. Jackson Sartan, the man that Davis was mentioning at the top of the broadcast, the fifth-year senior from Medina, Ohio, gets to start here as well. And rounding out that starting five for John Carroll is number 33, the freshman forward, David Gentry from Hudson, Ohio. And now taking a look at your starting lineup for your Mount Union Purple Raiders, they, as always, are led by head coach Mike Feuerlein in his 11th season at the helm here. And their starting lineup, much of the same here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The junior guard from Akron St. Vincent St. Mary High School, number 3, Chris Painter Jr. The senior forward from Twinsburg High School, number 13, Darrell Newsom. The senior guard from Massillon Jackson High School, number 24, Ethan Stanislawski. Coming fresh off his 21-point performance is the senior forward from McDonald, number 30, Braden Poole. And lastly, rounding out that starting five for the Purple Raiders is the senior forward from Massillon Jackson High School, number 41, Logan Hill. And so with both starting lineups all announced here at the MAC, we are getting ready for both teams to take the court. But before we do that, just want to give a recap as well. These two teams actually met earlier in University Heights, Ohio. Back on December 8th, the Purple Raiders were victorious in that one, 93-83, coming off a career-high performance from Darrell Newsom. He had 29 points on 11 of 14 from the floor, 5 for 7 from the three-point line. Ethan Stanislawski had 19 points and 8 assists in that one, while Braden Poole came away with 18 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 7 steals. Heck of a stat line right there for Braden Poole. Chris Painter Jr. also added 17 points. And even more interestingly enough, the last time that these two teams faced off at the MAC, it was actually the 2020 OAC Championship game. Your Purple Raiders, of course, were victorious in that one, 85-74. They were led by former Purple Raider Colin Gurley, who had 32 points in that one to lead the Purple Raiders to the OAC crown back in 2020. So both teams are going to get set here for the opening tip. And we are underway here at the MAC as Stanislawski has it for the Raiders. Raiders in their all-white gear. Student sections also present in their whiteout attire as Stanislawski has it here. And picks up that dribble, tries to feed it to Hill, instead will kick it over to Braden Poole. Poole now with 10 on the shot clock, kicks it over to Painter for the corner three. That's no good, and the rebound there to William Wallace. Wallace now brings it up the court, gives it to O'Toole. O'Toole now over to Sartan as the Blue Streaks move the ball around the perimeter. Driving there was number 1, Eric Hanna. He drives strongly, and he's able to draw the foul, which sends the Blue Streaks to the free throw line. So that foul is going to be on Chris Painter Jr. An early foul there, just 36 seconds into this one. It's going to be the first personal foul on Painter, first team foul of the half. Yeah,
not something you like to see to start off the game, obviously. Fouls should be saved, but it is what it is, and John Carroll is up at the line for 2 as the first one did hit.
So Hanna gives the Blue Streaks the first point here tonight, but his second free throw is no good. Fight for the rebound. They're going to say that it was tipped out by David Gentry, and it will be Purple Raider basketball. So Poole will inbound it here to Stanislawski. Stanislawski coming off that 9-point, 9-assist outing for the Raiders on Monday. He looks to drive. He's cut off, and he will fire up a corner three instead. That one's no good, and the long rebound there to Eric Hanna. As Hanna now kicks it over to O'Toole. O'Toole is left wide open, fires up to 3. No good, rebound Stanislawski.
Yeah, Raiders defense got lucky right there. You can't just leave anyone wide open.
As Stanislawski fires up another 3, that time it's off the rim, short. Fight for the rebound. 2 Blue Streaks collided together, and it will remain Mount Union basketball. So the Raiders trailing here, first minute of this one, 1-0, as Stanislawski will inbound it here underneath the basket. And Stanislawski kicks it over to Painter. Painter now over to Hill, hands it right back off to Chris. Chris now gives it to Darrell Newsom. Newsom fires up a three, and Darrell Newsom with the first 3 points tonight for the Raiders.
Yeah, and picking up where he left off, just found himself a little bit deeper than usual on the three-point line, but that did not sway him from taking that shot for the Raiders.
3-1 Mount Union as Jackson Sartain looks to drive, and Sartain puts it up. Off the glass, no good. Rebound, Braden Poole.
That was actually a really good drive right there by Sartain. Took up against Newsom, who's a pretty good defensive player.
Stanislavski tried to get Newsom on the alley-oop, but that one's no good. And back the other way come the Blue Streak. Sartain almost lost it. Instead, gives it off to Gentry, who gets to the rim for the easy two.
Yeah, good adjustment right there by Sartain, and drove in through the lane, and then dished it off to Gentry for that easy bucket.
All tied up at 3 here, 2 minutes into this one, as Painter kicks it over to Braden Poole. Poole now looking to go to work, but he picked up his dribble and put it right back down. It's going to be a double dribble violation on Braden Poole.
Yeah, and it looked like Poole did pull off the double dribble right there. Dribbled it a few times, picked it up, and then tried to make some kind of post move, but the ref caught it.
So all tied up at 3 here. Sartain will kick it over to Gentry. Gentry now over to Hanna. Hanna now looking to drive. Try to get it down low to Gentry. It's going to be a kick ball on Stanislavski. Will remain Blue Streak basketball.
And you know, those kick ball violations actually come in your favor at times when it's an inbound pass, or if you can't reach it with your arms, you might as well stick your leg out, and it worked well there for Stanislavski.
As Wallace inbounds it here to Hanna. Hanna now over to O'Toole, and he will get that over to Sartain. Sartain now looks to drive. Drives strong, and Jackson Sartain gets to the rim for 2.
Yeah, and Sartain made that a little bit too easy, as he had a little bit of pressure on him, but not too much to interfere with that shot as it went in for the Blue Streaks.
Sartain makes it 5-3 Blue Streaks here as Stanislavski looks to drive, kicks it over to Poole. Poole fires up a 3. That one's too strong off the rim, no good. Rebound to Hanna.
You know, I don't hate that shot selection from Braden Poole. Found himself open, you might as well take it.
Wallace dishes it off to Hanna. Hanna now kicks it over to O'Toole. O'Toole will hand it off to Wallace on the perimeter. Wallace looks to drive. Kicks it on over to Gentry. Gentry pump fakes, tries to put the moves on Hill. Nice up and under move, but he's blocked by Poole. The Blue Streaks come up with the offensive rebound, though, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Raiders.
Yeah, great defensive effort right there by Braden Poole. Saw that Logan Hill got beat on that last pump fake as Gentry was trying to go up for that layup and did a fantastic job of blocking that shot.
Off the inbound here, Jackson Sartain throws up an air ball, and the rebound goes to Stanislavski. Stanislavski now kicks it over to Painter, kicks it over to Newsom in the corner, now right back to Painter. And Stanislavski has it now at the logo as they get set here in their offense. Poole now on the perimeter, kicks it over to Newsom. Newsom now back to Painter, and down low inside is Logan Hill. Hill tried to go up for the dunk, wanted the foul, didn't get it, and the Blue Streaks will go the other way. O'Toole now trying to put the moves on Chris Painter. He's got the size mix match, and right there, no good. Rebound Braden Poole.
Yeah, Chris Painter Jr. did all he could there, which was put his hands up, and it worked in his favor.
At the other end, Chris Painter Jr. gets to the rim for the quick 2, tying things up at 5. As Wallace now kicks it over to O'Toole. O'Toole fires up a transition 3, and Connor O'Toole makes it 8-5 Blue Streaks.
Yeah, and Chris Painter Jr. pointing at himself saying, that's on me, that's on me. You know what, as a player, you kind of want to let them take those shots. You know, O'Toole, that was a good step-up three-pointer right there for him, but it was a deep shot, so you might as well let them take it.
And it looks like we are going to get a timeout here by the Raiders. And with that, 15:42 left in the first half. It's 8-5 Mount Union. Davis, what are you seeing so far from the Raiders that they can kind of improve on as they find themselves trailing here early on?
Yeah, I think they've had a hard time trying to set up any kind of offense. And this is something they hadn't struggled with in the last few games. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, what kind of adjustments Mike Beuerlein makes for the Purple Raiders, but definitely need to be better on the offensive side of the ball.
That's for sure. The Raiders just a little bit slow coming out of the gates right now. 2 for 7 from the floor. That's good for 28%. They've also thrown up 5 threes already, only made 1 of them. As Christian Parker is going to see his first action here tonight out of the timeout for the Raiders. And for the Blue Streaks, it's going to be number 11, Hugh Brown, number 20, PJ Flannery, and number 5, Mason Trubisky, the younger brother of Bills quarterback Mitchell Trubisky. As Stanislavski now has it on the perimeter. There's 13 on the shot clock. Poole now with it. He feeds it down low inside to Parker. Christian Parker, fresh off that Mount Union bench, is going to head to the free throw line with an and-one opportunity.
Yeah, Jacob, you know, after that timeout, when you said that Logan Hill was coming out for Christian Parker, I thought that was a great move by Mike Fieline. As we know, Christian Parker's been the leading scorer for the Raiders this year with just over 18 games, so definitely the spark plug the Raiders need in order to start getting some well-earned baskets on offense.
Parker can't tie things up here for the Raiders, but it's still now 8-7 John Carroll as Sartan with it. Takes a screen from Trubisky. Now he kicks it on over to Wallace. Wallace looks to drive. Wallace is cut off. He kicks it out to Trubisky, who pump fakes, drives, and Mason Trubisky using the pump fake to his advantage for the easy two.
Yeah, and he just got around Christian Parker right there, and Parker didn't really give too much defensive effort after Trubisky blew by him, which led to that easy layup for the Blue Streaks.
10-7 now as Chris Painter has it in the corner. He kicks it over to Stanislavski. Right back to Painter, who feeds Christian Parker, and a quick 4 points here for Christian Parker off that Mount Union bench.
Yeah, and we saw this multiple times in the last game against La Roche just this past Monday. A lot of passes in the post for Christian Parker and Braden Poole. Let's see if the Purple Raiders can keep up with that.
Hugh Brown kicks it over to PJ Flannery. That's no good. Trubisky stays with it though, tips it to Wallace, who gives it right back to Trubisky for the two.
Yeah, nothing much you can do right there. Just good plays for the Blue Streaks right there. Stayed up with the ball and never give up.
12-9 John Carroll. Nice fake on the pass right there. Created the space for Stanislavski to get to the rim for two.
Yeah, Stanislavski with a nice little Euro step all the way to the basket. Did fake that assist right there, but it was in for the Purple Raiders.
12-11 as Wallace misses. Trubisky grabs it, kicks it out to Sartan for the three. No good. Rebound to Parker, who will give it up to Chris Painter.
Yeah, and something the Raiders need to do better on defense is block out. They've been letting the Blue Streaks get a few too many rebounds on the offensive side of the ball.
Painter's transition three was no good, so the Blue Streaks come the other way with it as William Wallace now with it. Takes a screen from Trubisky. Now kicks it over to Trubisky, who gives it over to Brown. Brown now on the perimeter, out to Flannery, kicks it to Sartan. Sartan now looks to drive. Thought about a shot, instead gave it to Flannery, who will kick it on out to Wallace. Wallace fires up a deep three, and that was definitely a deep one there, but William Wallace makes the defense pay.
Yeah, that was from very deep three. Most likely Curry range is what we would call that, but nonetheless, you know, college basketball players usually don't make that shot, so you'll be okay with them shooting it.
15-11 as Stanislavski looked to return the favor, and he's able to do so with the step-back three. Makes it 15-14 Blue Streaks.
Yeah, had that nice Euro step the possession before, and then led it with that three-pointer. Great offensive baskets by Stanislavski right there.
Wallace kicks it over to Sartan, right back to Wallace. Wallace fires up a three. That time it's long. Fight for the rebound. John Carroll's going to come up with it. Flannery now fires up a three. That's off the backboard. No good. Rebound there to the Raiders. Chris Painter Jr. now brings it up, kicks it over to Newsom, right back to Painter, as Painter now looks to put the moves on Brown. Kicks it over to Poole now, top of the key. Poole looks to drive, goes to the rim, and Braden Poole goes to the rim for two. That's his first 2 points tonight, and a timeout for the Blue Streaks as their lead has diminished, and Mountain Union now finds themselves on top, 16-15 in this one.
Yeah, and I'd like to say Braden Poole did a fantastic job on that play. He just found that ball at the top of the free throw line, and actually Christian Parker used that screen, not only his man, but and Braden Poole's man, as Braden Poole went up for that layup fairly easy for the Raiders.
So Poole with his first 2 points here tonight. The Raiders are on top in this one, 16-15. The Raiders men's basketball team aren't the only team that's facing the Blue Streaks here tonight, as the women's basketball team is up in University Heights right now, taking on the John Carroll Blue Streaks. There, just a score update from that one. Towards the end of the first quarter, the John Carroll Blue Streaks women's basketball team finds themselves on top of the Raiders women's basketball team, 20-12 so far. Izzy Palamone, who actually just won the OAC Player of the Week for women's basketball, has 4 points, as does Kelsey Glass, who actually now has 5 points, fresh off a made free throw. And so there's going to be some substitutions here for both teams coming out of the timeout, as for the Blue Streaks, Omar Abuhamde will see his first action, and for the Raiders, Mike Scariotis and Andrew Keller will see their first action here tonight. So Abuhamde will bring it up now for the Blue Streaks. And Abu Hamde will hand that off to Sartan. Sartan now down low inside to Trubisky, but Trubisky misses the bunny at the rim, and the rebound there to the Raiders.
Yeah, unexcusable right there, honestly. A wide open layup, the least you got to do is put it in yourself.
As Keller looked to drive, that one's blocked right there by Flannery. Will remain Purple Raider basketball.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the John Carroll players are pointing that it's their ball. Clearly blocked by Flannery.
Stanislavski inbounds it right down low inside to Christian Parker, and Parker with 6 points now for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was a tough bucket right there by Christian Parker. He was just drenched right there by PJ Flannery.
At the other end, Flannery misses the quick three, so the rebound to Parker, who gives it to Stanislavski. Stanislavski now over to Christian Parker. Parker fires up a mid-range. That's good. Christian Parker's red hot starting this one. He's got a quick 8 points for Mount Union.
Yeah, and Parker's looking to set the offensive tone for the Raiders as he is just finding a way to score points for them.
Sartan's three is no good. Scariotis is ahead of the pack. Goes on the fast break for the easy layup. Raiders on an 11-0 run. They lead 22-15.
Yeah, great ball vision right there by Stanislavski as he saw Scariotis break for the hoop.
As Hugh Brown now with it here for the Blue Streaks. Kicks over to Abu Hamde. Abu Hamde fires up the three. It's good, but his foot was out of bounds. As the Raider crowd's starting to really get into this one as it's a turnover for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, we've seen that happen a lot within the past few games with someone being on the wing right there, especially that position in the court where there's not a ton of room between your feet and the out of bounds. So I'm not surprised to see a call like that happen, as I'm sure there will be plenty more in this game.
Eric Hanna, Connor O'Toole, and David Gentry all return for the Blue Streaks. Logan Hill will return here for the Raiders. Stanislavski now fires up a contested mid-range shot. Does not matter. It's a 13-0 run as the Raiders are on top 24-15.
Yeah, Stanislavski just used that pick from Logan Hill and rose above O'Toole in for the contested jumper, like you said, Jacob.
O'Toole hands it off to Brown. Around the perimeter they go as Sartan now gives it back to O'Toole. O'Toole tried to go behind the back on Parker, but it's stolen away. Keller picks up the loose ball. And Keller will slow things down for the Raiders. Takes a screen from Hill. Looks to drive. Kicks out to Scariotis. Scariotis now driving baseline. Kicks it out to Stanislavski. Stanislavski fires up a three. No good. Rebound right into the hands of Hill, though. And right there, very physical play on the ball, but they're going to get, I believe, number one, Eric Hanna there with the foul. As it looks like tempers were a little bit flared up after that one. Deservedly so. Eric Hanna took a really big swipe right there at Hill. But nonetheless, it will be the second team foul here for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, pretty hard foul in my opinion. Logan Hill was trying to go back up with that ball. And Eric Hanna was having none of that, honestly. And just drug Logan Hill to the ground as they're calling something right here.
And it's actually a correction. David Gentry is going to get called with the personal here. They must have said that he pushed Hill from behind. I thought that it was on Hanna swiping, but nonetheless, the refs will call that on Gentry.
It definitely should be on Hanna. He was the one that was holding down Logan Hill.
As Hill now has it, he hands it off to Stanislavski. Stanislavski now being guarded closely by Brown. He kicks it over to Keller. Keller now down low inside to Christian Parker. Parker comes up with the strong, and Christian Parker gets to the rim for two.
I don't know if you saw that, Jacob, but O'Toole actually had the ball in his hands, and Parker just said, "Give me that." Took it from him and put it in for two for the Raiders.
Raiders bench is loving it. So is the crowd as Brown tried to kick it over. It's a double dribble violation, and really the MAC is just booming right now as another turnover for the Blue Streaks.
You know, it's always a football rivalry between Mount Union and John Carroll, but basketball is a little different. It does not matter. The crowd is showing up tonight, and that Raiders bench is going crazy so far.
Ever since that William Wallace 3 made it 15-11 John Carroll, the Raiders are on a 15-0 run. It's down low inside, it's Christian Parker. Parker tried to go up for the layup, but that one's going to be blocked by Gentry, and it will remain Raider basketball.
Yeah, really good play right there by Gentry. Didn't sell on the pump fake right there by Christian Parker. Stayed with it and had a monster block on Christian.
Stanislavski will inbound it here to Logan Hill. Hill now hands it right back off to Ethan. As Stanislavski looks where to go with it, he fires up a three. That one's no good. Fight for the rebound right into the hands of Andrew Keller. Andrew Keller goes up strong for the layup and makes it 28-15 Raiders.
Yeah, Andrew Keller, a guard on Mount Union's team, actually stuck with the ball on the offensive rebound even though he was the smaller man.
At the other end, Hugh Brown with the nice feed to David Gentry, who goes up for the slam, stopping a 17-0 Raider run, makes it 28-17 Raiders here.
Yeah, and that's big momentum right there for John Carroll. As you had mentioned, Jacob, they had been struggling for a little bit in this game.
Stanislavski now with it, tried to feed it up top to Hill, but that one's going to be stolen away by the Blue Streaks. As O'Toole drives, kicks it out to Sartan. Sartan fires up a three. That's 5 quick points for John Carroll. Makes it 28-20. Coach Feline's going to take a quick timeout here to try to stop this Blue Streak momentum. But Davis, the Raiders are really starting to roll here on offense. What kind of changes have you seen after their slow start?
Yeah, they've been doing a great job as in the past 2 games of getting that ball down low to Christian Parker and just letting him work and use his strength that he has against these JCU defenders. He's having a great game so far. I mean, he's got 10 points for the Raiders. He leads the game in scoring, and he's obviously a big part of why Mount Union is so successful this year. So I can't wait to keep seeing Christian Parker have those chances in the paint for the rest of the game.
That's for sure, as Christian Parker really just has been on that tear. 26 points in the last game, a career high. He actually headed to the free throw line 15 times in that one. But as Davis mentioned, he's got 10 quick points here off that Raider bench, and he's just done a great job, too, efficiently scoring at 5 for 6 from the floor. As Painter now with it, he takes a screen from Parker out of the timeout, kicks it up to Logan Hill. Hill now hands it off to Scariotis, as Scariotis kicks it out to Parker. Parker now over to Painter in the corner. Painter now right back to Parker. Christian Parker fires up a three of his own, that's short, and the rebound there to Wallace. Wallace now kicks it over to Brown, who will kick it over to O'Toole. O'Toole back to Wallace, as it is now Eric Hanna with it on the perimeter. Hanna will kick it out to O'Toole. O'Toole looks to drive on Hill, picks up his dribble, kicks out to Wallace for the open three. That's short, rebound Parker. As Andrew Keller has it now for Mount Union. 8:18 to go here in this first half. Raiders on top 28-20. As Keller takes a screen from Parker. And Keller looks to drive. Hesitates for a second, and that hesitation got the John Carroll defenders off their feet. And Andrew Keller is going to head to the free throw line here for 2.
Yeah, and I thought Hugh Brown actually kept with Andrew Keller that whole way and blocked his shot from behind pretty cleanly. But nonetheless, Andrew Keller is up at the line for 2.
Going to get Connor O'Toole on the foul there. That's going to be his first personal, team's third, as Keller first free throws up and good. And so Andrew Keller now with 3 points off that Raider bench, makes it 29-20. Jackson Sartan returns here for John Carroll after a very short break. As Keller now will head to the line with his second free throw attempt. That one's up and good. Pushes that Raider lead back out to double digits, 30-20 here at around the 8-minute mark in the first half. Wallace will give that one up to O'Toole. O'Toole over to Hanna. Hanna now tries to feed Gentry inside, is able to do so. Gentry goes up strong for the layup, but that was great defense by Hill, forces the miss.
Yeah, Logan Hill didn't use, too much of aggressiveness in order to get in Gentry's face on that shot.
As Painter misses the three, knew he was going to miss it, followed his own shot, and gets the putback to go for 2.
And that's why your coach tells you to follow your shot, as Chris Painter Jr. did a fantastic job of doing that.
Man, Christian Parker right there goes flying as Connor O'Toole extended that arm and gets called for the offensive foul. Christian Parker really providing a lot of energy off this Raider bench here tonight, as that's a turnover and a foul for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, the switch, when Feline called that timeout and made the switch to Christian Parker, like I said earlier, probably the best move he could have made, and obviously it's paid dividends for the Raiders as they are up by 12.
TJ Flannery and Mason Trubisky return here for the Blue Streaks, as nice give-and-go action there from Keller to Parker, as Parker hits Keller for the easy 2.
And that's a thing of beauty right there, Jacob. Like you said, just a nice give-and-go, made it really easy for Andrew Keller to score that bucket.
34-20, and Parker came up with the rejection, but they are going to call the foul on Logan Hill. As Parker, that was a monstrous block right there, but nonetheless, the foul is on Logan Hill, and William Wallace is going to head to the line for 2.
Yeah, Logan Hill, honestly, kind of just standing there, and Christian Parker with the play on the ball. Surprised that Logan Hill got called for just about anything there.
Just a second team foul of the half for the Raiders as William Wallace's first free throw is up and good. Makes it 34-21 Raiders here. As Wallace's second free throw now is up. That one's no good. Rebound, Scariotis. Scariotis will cross court over to Painter, and Painter's going to bring it up now for Mount Union. As Painter now trying to put the moves on Wallace, takes a screen from Hill, splits through the defenders, tried to kick it over to Scariotis, but could not corral that pass. It's going to be a turnover for the Raiders.
You know, the bench was loving that, and I could see Chris Painter Jr. shaking his defender a little bit, but you still got to take care of the ball at the end of the day. And, excuse me, I don't know why I said it like that, but you still got to take care of the ball, and he did cause that turnover, so it is JCU ball.
Darrell Newsom and Braden Poole will return here for the Raiders. As Sartan now with it, he kicks that one over to Hannah. Hannah now looks to drive on Painter, gets to the rim, puts up the layup, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Poole is going to come up with it. Braden Poole will bring it up now for the Raiders. Tried to kick it over to Scariotis, but that one is deflected by Hannah and stolen away. As Flannery now with it, he will kick that out to Trubisky. Trubisky right back to Flannery. As John Carroll slows things down here. Sartan now, extra pass over to Hannah, who fires up a wide open three, but that's short. Rebound though to Wallace. Wallace now out to Flannery, who fires up a three of his own. That's short as well. Sartan with the third chance, no good, but on the fourth chance, Jackson Sartan gets the bucket to go.
Yeah, and JCU did a great job of not giving up at all on that play. Had 3 missed three-pointers, but still stuck with it as Sartan made that bucket really easy for himself off the offensive rebound.
34-23 here as Darrell Newsom now with it on the perimeter. He kicks it out to Painter. Painter over to Poole. Poole drives baseline, goes up for the layup. Thought that was going to be a goaltend. I'm very surprised that it wasn't. It looked like the John Carroll defender pulled the net there. Nonetheless, it's going to be John Carroll basketball.
Yeah, John Carroll definitely caught a break on that because the rim definitely moved when Braden Poole went up for that layup. Surprised, like you said, that nothing was called.
Sartan down low inside with the fancy pass to Trubisky, but Trubisky misses the layup, and Painter's going to bring it up now for the Raiders. Kicks it over to Scariotis. Scariotis looks to drive, and there's going to be a blocking foul called here on the drive on William Wallace. It's going to be his first personal, team's 5th of the half.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of a makeup call right there from the referees missing that goaltend. As, like you said, Jacob, it is JCU's 5th personal foul. Not too much longer until Mount Union is in the bonus.
But the 5:29 mark here in this first half, Raiders on top 34-23 as Hugh Brown returns here for John Carroll. Ethan Stanislavski for your Raiders. Poole now down low inside to Hill. Hill was able to save it and gives it to Stanislavski. Stanislavski now with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Looking to get something going here, gives it over to Painter. Painter now looks to drive, pulls up mid-range. That one's good. Chris Painter Jr. for 2.
Yeah, and he found himself enough space and created his own shot there at the elbow and did a fantastic job of knocking it in.
As Flannery sets the screen for Brown, Brown kicks it on out, and around the perimeter they go. As Surtain looks to drive, that one's blocked right there by the Raiders. Trubisky now over to Brown. Brown fires up a 3, and more second chance points there for the Blue Streaks as Hugh Brown hits a 3.
Yeah, and that's really what's been kicking Mount Union in the butt so far in this game. Not being able to grab the rebound on the defensive side of the ball, and it has given JCU a few bit more points than it should.
36-26 as Braden Poole now looks to drive. Goes into 2 defenders, and they're going to say that that's going to be a foul, I do believe, on P.J. Flannery, a reach-in foul. And no, they're actually going to get Hugh Brown on the reach-in foul. So for Brown, it's going to be his first personal, team 6. Next foul will put the Raiders in the bonus.
Yeah, Brown took a gamble right there. Saw Braden Poole was bobbling that ball a bit, but as soon as he regained possession of the ball, Brown just swiped on his arm, which was the reason for the foul.
36-26, Stanislavski fires up mid-range shot. That's no good. Rebound to the Blue Streaks as Wallace looks to drive, and he will kick that out to Flannery. Flannery pump fakes, drives himself out to Trubisky. Extra pass to Brown, who gives it right back to Trubisky. Sartan now with it, gives it up to Trubisky, who fires up a 3. That's no good. Fight for the rebound. Braden Poole is going to come up with it. Poole picks up his dribble and will give it up to Stanislavski, who will bring things up for the Raiders here. 3:54 to go now in the half. 36-26 Raiders. Stanislavski now Takes a screen from Hill, kicks it over to Painter. Painter fires up a contested three, and that one's good. The hand in the face didn't matter as Chris Painter Jr. hits it from the corner. Timeout, Blue Streaks. Raiders on top, 39-26. As the Raiders right now, after that slow 2 for 7 start, they're now shooting 17 for 31 from the floor, good for 55% overall, as the Raiders have also held John Carroll to 31% shooting from the floor. Davis, what have you liked so far from the Raiders on the defensive side of the basketball?
Yeah, they've just been doing a great job of being able to disrupt shots, and honestly, John Carroll has been taking some questionable shots as pertaining to being on the three-point line, and a few of them have went in, but overall, I mean, the team is shooting, like you said, Jacob, they're 4 for 15 from 3 at a 26% clip and 31% overall as a team. I think they're really just missing their shots more than the Raiders have been, affecting them on defense. I mean, you've seen Mason Trubisky miss a few wide-open layups, and there have been a few three-point shots that have barely even hit not only the rim, but the backboard, too. So I think John Carroll just needs to be a little bit better on their shot selections and actually make them as well.
That's for sure. As taking a look at an even more interesting stat, like how you mentioned that the Raiders are only shooting 3 for 13 from the three-point line, good for 23%. But how about this? 14 for 18 right now from those two-point shots. So Raiders really making everything inside that three-point arc right now. Really a difference in this one. As Christian Parker will return here for the Raiders out of the timeout. And William Wallace now hands it off to Hugh Brown. Brown now over to Flannery, as Flannery will give it right back to Wallace. Wallace now looks to drive on Stanislavski behind the back move, kicks it out to Flannery, gives it up to Sartan. Sartan now with 10 on the shot clock, trying to get it over to Flannery, and a near steal by Poole, but they're going to get Braden Poole with the foul there, so it's going to be his first personal, team's third of the half.
Yeah, I don't know about that foul call right there from the referee. Braden Poole did end up falling to the ground, but I don't know if that was a result of him actually fouling someone or if it was just he got tripped up. But anyways, it is John Carroll basketball.
And even though we're a little bit higher up here in the MAC, I could actually see Braden Poole mouthing that he got all ball right there. So he obviously did not agree with the call either. As Trubisky goes up to the rim for 2. No good. Great defense by Parker. Fight for the rebound, though. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Parker. Will remain John Carroll basketball.
Yeah, Parker going hard for that rebound. Just couldn't get another hand onto it, as it does go out of bounds, like Jacob said, for John Carroll basketball.
It's going to be a side out of bounds here for the Blue Streaks. William Wallace will inbound it right to Trubisky. Trubisky now looks to drive, kicks out to Sartan. Sartan goes up strong for the layup, and Jackson Sartan with the team-high 9 points makes it 39-28 Raiders.
Yeah, Sartan took a couple screens from his teammates that led it really easy for him to score that layup for the Blue Streaks.
Parker now has it at the top of the key. He will hand that off to Newsom. Newsom now looking where to go with it, kicks over to Stanislavski, who fires up a 3. That time it's no good. Rebound there to Flannery. Flannery gives it up to Wallace, who's going to bring things up here now for the Blue Streaks. Wallace looks to put the moves on Painter, goes up strong for the layup, and it's now 39-30 Raiders with 2:26 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, and that was just a great shot right there by William Wallace as he just scooped that ball up against the backboard, hit the square, and goes in.
Poole tried to lob it up there to Christian Parker, but it's intercepted here as Sartan bobbles the pass for a moment, gets it over to Hugh Brown now. Brown looks to drive, and they're going to get Christian Parker here with the foul. Parker is enraged right there, and the crowd does not like it either. I really don't like that call either. It looked like Hugh Brown definitely extended that elbow. Nonetheless, it's going to be a foul on Parker. It's going to be an out of bounds here for the Blue Streaks.
Well, thankfully that was only Christian Parker's first personal foul of the game. But like you said, Jacob, understandably upset after that call. Hugh Brown definitely led with an elbow. You know, whether he did push off or not, regardless, it's still a very dangerous play.
Logan Hill's going to return here for Parker for the final 2 minutes. David Gentry and Connor O'Toole will return for the Blue Streaks. Sartan now looks to drive, kicks it out to O'Toole, kicks it over to Brown. Brown now with 14 on the shot clock. Tried to kick it on out to Wallace, but that's going to be a turnover right into the hands of Stanislavski. Stanislavski's going to bring things up now for Mount Union. as he looks to drive, kicks it on over to Poole. Poole now fires up a mid-range shot. That's short. Rebound to Sartan. But Sartan bobbles it off his foot, but William Wallace is going to get it for the Blue Streaks. Looks to drive, kicks it over to O'Toole. O'Toole fires up a three. That's no good. Rebound, though, to David Gentry. Another offensive board here. Sartan fires up a shot, and more second chance points there for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, Mount Union needs to tighten up on these second chance points and really grab the rebound and just not let John Carroll score too much.
39-32, they're going to call another foul here. Braden Poole, got to watch and be careful here. He's definitely drawn at the refs now. It's his second personal foul, 15 foul. And Poole not happy about that one, as he's going to take a seat, and Christian Parker is going to return here for Mount Union.
Yeah, and it's weird, Jacob. I mean, John Carroll's been able to do some of that during the game. I understand it wasn't as hard as Braden Poole, but they've definitely gotten away with a few calls here in the game.
A minute left here at the MAC in the first half as Brown fires up a deep two. That's no good. Rebound Stanislavski is going to try to stop the bleeding here for the Raiders. The last 6 points have went to the Blue Streaks. As Stanislavski now behind the back move, looking where to go with it. Runs into Parker momentarily. He kicks it over to Newsom now. Newsom now down low inside to Logan Hill. Hill trying to put the moves on O'Toole. Draws the double team. Kicks out to Parker for the open three. And Christian Parker, cash money from the three-point line, makes it 42-32.
And that's a great response right there. After all that physical play, Christian Parker finally hits a dagger and gets some points up on the board for the Purple Raiders.
13 points now for the sophomore as Sartan has it on the perimeter. There's about a 5-second difference between shot clock and game clock as Brown over to O'Toole. O'Toole back over to Sartan. Sartan looks to drive. Stripped away, though. An incredible steal by Newsom. And in the open floor, Newsom's going to get fouled by Brown. He's fired up as Darrell Newsom's going to head to the free throw line here with a 1-and-1 opportunity.
Yeah, Newsom definitely should be fired up here. I mean, John Carroll has gotten away with a few calls like I did mention earlier, and he made a fantastic defensive play right there on Sartan, and Hugh Brown just had to foul him right there in order to stop that momentum going for the Raiders. But Darrell Newsom is up at the line for that 1-and-1 opportunity as the Raiders are in the bonus.
And I don't know if you noticed on that steal, though, partner, but Darrell Newsom actually just stripped the whole entire ball. It's not like he even poked it out. That was just a strong steal right there by Newsom to come up with that one.
And that's what we call manhandling, Jacob.
That's for sure. As Newsom's front end of the 1-and-1 is good. It's 43-32 Raiders here. As a bunch of substitutions here for both teams. Mason Trubisky, Eric Hanna, and PJ Flannery all return for the Blue Streaks. As for your Raiders, Mike Scariotis returns as Christian Parker takes a seat for the final 11 seconds here of the half. And so Newsom is ready for that second free throw. That one's up and good. 44-32 Mount Union. John Carroll can hold it here for the last shot. William Wallace now, 5 seconds in the half. Tried to kick it down low to Trubisky. It's kicked by Chris Painter. And so John Carroll's going to have it side out of bounds 3.4 seconds to go.
Yeah, not only was that ball kicked by Chris Painter Jr., but I actually think it hit William Wallace in the face unintentionally. Nonetheless, JCU still has the ball.
Wallace kicks it over to Trubisky, who kicks it over to Sartan. Perfectly run out of bounds play. Sartan's going to draw the foul here with 0.9 seconds to go. And Newsom's going to get his first personal foul, 6 of the half.
Yeah, and like you said, Jacob, a very nicely drawn play right there from the Blue Streaks as Sartan goes up to the line for 2.
So Jackson Sartan has a team high 11 points here. First free throw's up and good. 44-33 Raiders. As Sartan will now get ready for that second free throw. And that one's up good as well. So Jackson Sartan with 13 points here. 44-34, Painter gives it to Stanislavski, who fires up a half-court shot. It actually hits the ceiling there, and that's how the first half is going to end for the Purple Raiders, as your 11th ranked Mount Union Purple Raiders find themselves on top of the John Carroll Blue Streaks here, 44-34 at the half. Davis, what did you really like in that first half from the Raiders?
Yeah, I think offensively, Chris Painter Jr. has been doing really well. Christian Parker's been doing really well. I think overall, ever since Fieldline called that timeout in the first half, the very first one, and brought in Parker, the game has changed, and it has looked a lot better for the Purple Raiders as they are leading John Carroll by 10 points and going into this second half. And on the defensive side of the ball, I think, the defensive rebounds definitely should be an emphasis as they've let up way too many second chance points. And it's not a good look as they have let up, let's see. Yeah, well, actually, it is pretty much even with second chance points. Surprises me, though, because it doesn't feel like Mount Union's gotten those. But I think they need to tighten up on the defensive side by rebounding a little bit better. And just, don't let John Carroll get to your head. I understand it's a rivalry game, and, there may be some animosity towards those other players, but shouldn't deter you from playing a clean, hard game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, partner. It didn't really seem like the Raiders had 11 second chance points just like John Carroll did, because really, not used to seeing the Raiders giving up second chance points, so that's for sure. That's definitely something that the Raiders are going to have to fix here at the halftime break. Raiders are led at halftime by Christian Parker with that 13 points. John Carroll led by Jackson Sartan with 13 points of his own. We're going to take a short halftime break here on the live stream. Be back for second half action. The Purple Raiders taking on the Blue Streaks. back here getting you ready for second half action as your 11th ranked Mountain Union Purple Raiders have a 44-34 lead at the half on their rival, the John Carroll Blue Streaks. And Davis, that first half was full of a lot of fireworks. The crowd was really getting into it, especially when Christian Parker came into the game and provided that big spark off the bench. But what really stood out the most to you for the Raiders in that first half?
Yeah, and I think it's the points down low is what's going to be the main focus for me, Jacob, as the Raiders have scored 24 of their points, 24 of those 44 points in the paint, while John Carroll has only scored 16. So we've been able to get taking advantage of, scoring down low in the paint, but also the bench numbers are looking pretty good as well, as 21 of the 44 points from the Purple Raiders comes off from their bench, and obviously Christian Parker with a game high, he's actually tied with the game high of 13 points with Patrick Sartan. And, Christian Parker has been coming off the bench for, pretty much the entire season with Logan Hill starting over him. And he provides so much coming off the bench, and I really like how Mike Fioline uses him for the game.
Yeah, that's for sure. As 21 bench points, that is a great mark there for the Raiders. 13 of them, like how you mentioned, coming from Christian Parker. Really, the only thing that stands out to me in that first half that was uncharacteristic for the Raiders was just giving up those 10 offensive rebounds to the Blue Streaks, but it hasn't seemed to hurt them too much as of right now, as they have the 10-point lead as we get ready here for the second half action. There's plenty of games going on here tonight in the OAC as well, and some big games at that as well, as currently Mountain Union is going to be facing the Ohio Northern Polar Bears, who are currently at the bottom of the OAC standings on Saturday. Davis and I will be on the call for that one, as the Polar Bears, though, right now have the lead over the Wilmington Quakers, 36-29, 17-37 left to go in that one. Only team that's ahead of the Raiders right now in the OAC standings, the Marietta Pioneers, they find themselves on top of the Audubon Cardinals, 30-21 at the half in that one. And a big matchup going on in Heidelberg right now, as Baldwin Wallace, the Yellow Jackets, are duking it out right now with the Student Princes for that 3 spot in the OAC standings. And right now, those two teams are tied at 41 with 15:35 left to go in that one. That's definitely a big game in the OAC here tonight. And just a score update on our women's basketball team, as they are up in University Heights here tonight, currently trailing to the Blue Streaks 52-27 in that one, with 6:51 to go in the third quarter. Kelsey Glass is the leading scorer for the Raiders with 10 points. And so both teams are getting ready to come out here for the second half. For the Raiders, it's going to be that starting 5 of Painter, Newsom, Stanislavski, Braden Poole, and Logan Hill. And for the Blue Streaks is going to be the starting lineup of Eric Hanna, Connor O'Toole, William Wallace, Jackson Sertan, and David Gentry. And Davis, this has been a game of runs too, really, for the Raiders. They found themselves trailing 15-11, then quickly on top 28-15 after a 17-0 run. But they definitely want to avoid giving up a big run. What are they going to have to do on the defensive side really to start off this half to try to prevent a John Carroll comeback?
Yeah, and I think it starts with stopping their leading scorer, Patrick Sartan, as he's tied for the game high 13 points with Christian Parker. I think it starts with him, and then it leads to everyone else, with O'Toole and Wallace and Gentry. I mean, those guys have been a good focal point for the JCU offense in this game so far. So I think if you shut down one, the other guys will follow suit as well.
That's for sure, as Jackson Sartan has that game high 13 points for the Blue Streaks. The Blue Streaks will have it here to start the second half, as Hanna with it, he gives it up to O'Toole. O'Toole now feeds Gentry down low in the post. Gentry now out to Sartan. Sartan tried to get it right back to Gentry, but it's stolen away by Newsom.
Yet again, some great defensive IQ for Darrell Newsom.
At the other end, Newsom led the fast break, kicked out to Stanislavski, whose 3 goes in and out. The rebound to the Blue Streaks. Gentry now with it for John Carroll. He gives that one up to Sartan. Sartan now over to O'Toole. O'Toole over to Hanna. Hanna now gives it up to Wallace, who looks to drive, and Wallace kicks it down low to Gentry. Gentry might have gotten away with the travel there, but nonetheless gets to the rim for 2.
Yeah, and some guys on the Mount Union bench were circling their hands back and forth with that travel motion. As I believe you were correct, Jacob, he did get away with a little bit of a travel, but nonetheless had a great easy hook shot for the Blue Streaks.
Newsom kicks it over to Braden Poole, and Poole drives, puts up the floater. That's the first 2 points of the half for the Raiders.
Yeah, and Braden Poole found himself wide open in the paint, easy enough for him as he just rises up and puts it in with that floater.
46-36 now as Sartan kicked that over to O'Toole. O'Toole now over to Hannah. Hannah now crosses over on Stanislavski, looks to drive on him, and Hannah pump fakes once more, goes up for the layup, no good, but it's tipped into the hands of the Blue Streaks, into Sartan's hands, as Wallace now with it. Wallace looks to drive on Painter, kicks it over to Gentry. Gentry now kicks it on out in the corner to O'Toole. O'Toole pump fakes, drives, tries to go up on Poole. Need to get something going here. 3 seconds on the shot clock, 2 seconds, and a turnover there for the Blue Streaks. Great defense all around by the Raiders as Eric Hanna with the traveling call.
Yeah, and everyone was staying in front of their defenders, and even when O'Toole caught that pass in the wing, Braden Poole, stick with it, even with that fake pass. Didn't really know what was going on, but knew he had the stick on the O'Toole no matter if he had the ball or not. And like you said, Jacob, just great defensive performance right there on that possession.
Stanislavski drives, fires up a mid-range shot, and from the elbow, Ethan Stanislavski gets the 2.
Yeah, there have been many shots, throughout the season for Stanislavski, and that I think is his money shot. Is that from the elbow, right where the free throw line is. I think that is just where he makes most of his buckets.
48-36 as Poole comes up with the steal, and at the other end puts the exclamation point on it with the fast break slam as Pete Moran has seen enough, and it's going to be a timeout here for the Blue Streaks as they trail 50-36 in this one.
Yeah, and we after last week on Monday's game with LaRoche, with the Christian Parker alley-oop and the Darrell Newsom in traffic slam dunk, I thought I was going to see a little bit more from Braden Poole right there, but I think he was just trying to make it, make sure the ball actually went in the rim, and that happened to Christian Parker when he went up for a dunk in the game against LaRoche as well. So I just want to see a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Yeah, really, we've just been getting spoiled with dunks here. We don't normally see a lot of dunks in Division III basketball, but that's now 3 dunks for the Raiders in the past 2 games. 3 really impressive dunks as well. Not to mention that Chris Painter alley-oop that I will still say was a good basket. Definitely, they said that it tipped off the top of the backboard. I didn't see much of that, but nonetheless, Raiders definitely been coming up with some great highlights as of late.
Yeah, after talking to our colleague Riley about that, he definitely agreed with you, Jacob.
As Sartan with it now, he kicks that one over to Hannah. Hannah now over to Wallace. Wallace looks to drive on Stanislavski. He's cut off by him though. Poole trying to come up with yet another steal, but he's going to get called for the personal. That's going to be Braden's 3rd personal foul, first team foul of the half.
Yeah, and Braden Poole obviously knows he's about to come out of the game for Christian Parker, but stuff like that just happens in the game where you just commit a dumb foul, and whether you meant it or not, it is what it is. And you just got to make up from your mistakes there. So Braden Poole just a little upset, but that's all right. It is what it is.
That's for sure. It's like how you mentioned, Parker returns here for the Raiders. Hugh Brown, PJ Flannery, and Mason Trubisky all return for John Carroll. As fresh off that bench, Trubisky fires up a 3, and Trubisky gets that 3 to go for John Carroll.
Yeah, lack of defensive rotation right there for the Raiders, which ended up having Mason Trubisky wide open at the top of the three-point line.
50-39 Raiders. Stanislavski tried to hit a backdoor cut, cutting Chris Painter, but that one's stolen away. Brown now kicks over to Flannery, right back to Brown. Brown steps into a 3. That's short, rebound Stanislavski.
Yeah, and I want to give some credit right there to Hugh Brown. He was able to stick his hand out on that drive from Chris Painter Jr. and really make it hard for Stanislavski to fit that pass through.
Stanislavski now with it for Mount Union. He's going to look to drive, and he's able to do so. They're going to call no shot right there, so they're going to call a foul on William Wallace as Stanislavski was driving. It's going to be Wallace's 2nd personal, first team foul of the half.
Yeah, and that was the right call there. Definitely not on the shot from Stanislavski, but definitely enough contact to create, a foul situation.
Eric Hanna returns here for the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Stanislavski will inbound it from underneath the basket, lobs it up to Parker, wanted a foul, didn't get it, as Sartan at the other end now goes up for it. It's blocked by Newsom, but the Blue Streaks are able to get that 2nd possession, and Mason Trubisky goes up to the rim for 2.
Yeah, and that was just crafty right there by Sartan. He ended up getting fouled, not fouled, but blocked by Newsom, and just found a way to get that ball back and bounce in order for the Blue Streaks to have an opportunity to score there.
50-41 as Chris Painter puts a defender on the ground, fires up the step back three, and that was a fancy move by Painter, who gets the three to go.
Yeah, whether it was a fancy move or not, I honestly thought Hannah might have tripped right there. Nonetheless, nice bucket right there by Chris Painter Jr.
At the other end, nice basket right there by Jackson Sartain to kind of silence this crowd a little bit. That crowd definitely got fired up after that Chris Painter three, and it makes it 53-43 Raiders. As Stanislavski now kicks over to Painter. Painter takes a screen from Hill. They're going to put the moves on once more. Kicks out to Stanislavski. Stanislavski now puts the moves on by himself as well. Fires up a step back three. No good. And the rebound to Sartain.
Yeah, the guards for Mount Union tonight are really making some of these John Carroll defenders look a little bit silly.
As at the other end, Trubisky fires up a three. No good. Strong rebound there by Parker as he gives it to Stanislavski. Painter now at the other end, fires up a transition three, no good. Rebound goes to Trubisky. And fresh off that rebound, the Mount Union bench does not like that call, but they are going to get Darrell Newsom there with the foul, or my apologies, Logan Hill. So for Hill, that's going to be his second personal foul, second team foul of the half. And so Brown will bring it up now for John Carroll, as Brown will hand that one off, and outside they go to Hannah. Hannah now puts up the shot. That's no good. Rebound Hill, as he will give that to Stanislavski.
Yeah, I don't know what Hannah was quite doing there. He definitely should have drove in and passed that ball to Gentry, or excuse me, to Flannery, who was in the post there.
Painter now kicks it down low inside to Parker. Christian Parker now puts up a fadeaway from the baseline. Looks like Dirk Nowitzki right there. It's 55-43, my apologies, the Raiders.
Yeah, and that was, like you said, Jacob, nice step back right there. I don't know if it was Nowitzki-esque, but nonetheless, that was a beautiful shot right there from Christian Parker.
Brown looks to drive, kicks out to Hannah, but Hannah could not corral the pass. It's going to be a turnover there for the Blue Streaks as Mike Scariotis will return here for Mount Union. 14:20 to go in this one. Raiders on top 55-43 as William Wallace is also going to see some more action here for John Carroll as Eric Hanna is going to take a seat. So Stanislavski brings it up now for the Raiders, and he will hand that off to Scariotis. Scariotis now over to Newsom. Newsom down low inside to Parker. Parker got that inside post position, gets to the rim for the easy two.
Yeah, Newsom saw that Parker had that extra step against Flannery and took that to his advantage.
Wallace looked to drive. It was stolen away momentarily by Scariotis, but they say Scariotis was out of bounds. Will remain John Carroll basketball.
Yeah, and Scariotis did a great job of stripping that ball away. It was unfortunate that his foot was already on the out of bounds line when he touched it.
Wallace inbounds it to Flannery. Flannery fires up a three. That's no good. Long rebound there to Trubisky. And Trubisky's going to get it right back now. Kicks it over to Sartain. Sartain back to Trubisky. Trubisky right back to Sartain now. Sartain looking to put the moves on Newsom. Steps back, loses the ball, and diving for it's William Wallace, but it's going to be a turnover here for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, and Mount Union didn't really have too much to do with that turnover right there, as the ball was just lost right there by Sartain, and that was a really good effort there by William Wallace.
So 57-43 here, 13:38 to go in this one. Scariotis has it now, kicks over to Stanislavski. As the Blue Streaks are playing a zone now, Scariotis kicks it over to Newsom in the corner. Cross court to Stanislavski, over to Painter, back to Ethan. Great ball movement here. Stanislavski back over to Painter, back to Stanislavski. Lots of passes here as he fires up a three. No good. Rebound Parker though. Kicks out to Scariotis. Right back down low to Christian Parker in the post. Parker goes up strong, but no good. Rebound to Flannery.
Yeah, and I like the adjustment right there by Pete Moran, as the zone has struggled with, or Mount Union has struggled with the zone a little bit in this year.
Sartain fires up a three at the other end. That one's good. Jackson Sartain now with a game-high 18 points. Makes it 57-46 Raiders.
Yeah, John Carroll using a lot of screens on that play right there, which did result them in that nice three-point look for Sartain.
Scariotis kicks it over to Stanislavski. Back to Scariotis. Scariotis fires up a three. That's short. Rebound there, PJ Flannery. So William Wallace is going to bring it up now. In transition, gives it up to Trubisky. Trubisky out to Sartain. Sartain now cross court to Flannery. And Flannery over to Brown. Brown now puts the moves on, kicks it out to Flannery. Flannery right back to Brown once more. 11 on the shot clock here. William Wallace now with it, trying to put the moves on Scariotis. Goes up for the layup and is able to get it. Mike Scariotis is playing some great defense there, but Scariotis is going to be called for the personal there, and William Wallace is going to head to the free throw line for an and one.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do much there for the freshman Scariotis, as Wallace, had to play earlier in the game where Chris Painter Jr. was also draped all over him, and this time it was just Scariotis. But nonetheless, Wallace with a beautiful bucket, and it's good. Three-point play was made for the Blue Streaks.
William Wallace with that and one. He's got 9 points now for the Blue Streaks. Andrew Keller brings it up here for the Raiders. He just checked back in, subbing out for Chris Painter. As Keller kicks it over to Scariotis now. Scariotis back to Keller. And Keller now right back to Scariotis. Zone seeming to give Mount Union some trouble here as Keller fires up a three. No good. Rebound though, right into the hands of Parker. His putback's no good, but Stanislavski gets his putback to go there for the Raiders.
And finally, Mount Union gets those second chance points in this half right here.
As Hugh Brown kicked that one out to Sartan, right back to Brown. Around the perimeter they go to Wallace. As Wallace drives on Scariotis, goes up strong once more to the rim, and William Wallace with back-to-back strong layups makes it 59-51 Raiders.
Yeah, Scariotis right now doesn't have an answer for Wallace, as that is the second time he's bullied him in the post. Need to be a little bit better there on defense.
Stanislavski now wanted to feed Christian Parker, but Parker was fighting for that inside post position with PJ Flannery. Flannery just a little bit too aggressive there. He's going to be called for the personal, his first, team second. So Stanislavski's going to inbound it now from underneath that basket. 11:16 to go in this one. Raiders on top, 59-51. As Stanislavski inbounds it to Parker. Parker now hands it right back to Ethan. As Stanislavski fires up a three. That one's good from the corner. Ethan Stanislavski from deep.
Yeah, Stanislavski was kind of trapped in that wing right there, but just gave him the ball and took that three-pointer. Very contested.
14 points out for Stanislavski is once more William Wallace. 7 straight points for Wallace by himself. He's going back to the line for another and one opportunity as it's 62-53 now. Foul once more on Scariotis.
Yeah, in all honesty on that one, Jacob, I didn't really see a foul right there from Scariotis. Nonetheless, Wallace, like you said, going on this tremendous run by himself for the Blue Streaks, is up at the line for his and one opportunity.
Braden Poole's going to return here for the Raiders as Newsom's going to take a seat as three-point play is good once more for William Wallace. He's got 8 straight points here for the Blue Streaks. 62-54 Mount Union. Keller now with it. He's guarded by Brown. Keller kicks over to Scariotis. Scariotis now down low to Parker. Parker now looking where to go with it, kicks out to Keller, back to Stanislavski for the three, and once again, back-to-back threes now for Stanislavski, makes it 65-54 Raiders. Coach Fewine's going to take a quick timeout here as Mount Union on top by 11.
Yeah, Mount Union's been doing a great job of adjusting to that zone, even though I believe John Carroll stopped using it on that possession right there, but nonetheless, Stanislavski found himself wide open in that corner three position and just sunk it for the Raiders. And he's been doing that recently on a few possessions in this second half.
Yeah, that's for sure. Stanislavski now has actually matched Christian Parker as the leading Raider here tonight. 17 points each for the two, as Stanislavski also with 3 threes now here, 2 on these back-to-back ones. He also got 6 rebounds and 5 assists, so he's really making his presence known here tonight for Mount Union. As just an update once more from the other Mount Union contest against John Carroll here tonight up in University Heights. Women's basketball team with 8:44 to go left up at John Carroll finds themselves trailing 63-39 in that one. Kelsey Glass is the leading scorer for the Raiders with 12 points. Izzy Palamone and Emma Cannon with 8 apiece for your Raiders. But back here at the MAC, the Raiders are trying to improve to 15-2, get that 5th straight win on the seat of this win streak. They're going to be welcoming Ohio Northern on a doubleheader here at the MAC on Saturday. The women's basketball team will be playing at 2 p.m. Men's basketball team will follow. For the Raiders, it's going to be Braden Poole, Scariotis, Ethan Stanislavski, Christian Parker, and Andrew Keller. And for John Carroll, it's going to be Jackson Sartan, Mason Trubisky, Hugh Brown, PJ Flannery, and William Wallace, who's going to bring it up now for the Blue Streaks. Wallace now will hand that one off to Sartan. Sartan now over to Brown. Brown fires up a three out of the timeout. Short, but it got the friendly bounce off the rim, and that's a three there for Hugh Brown.
Yeah, and Brown found himself wide open, like you said, Jacob, and really the Raiders need to be doing a better job of rotating on their guy for a defense.
65-57 here, high-scoring affair tonight as Keller looks to drive, and Keller just blew by the defender right there and gets to the rim for two.
Yeah, and that's a good response right there from Andrew Keller. After Hugh Brown hit that three, definitely needed to respond with some points right there.
Keller has 8 points off that Raider bench. Is at the other end. He plays some defense there on Brown. Brown over to Trubisky, who kicks it out to Flannery, and right back to Brown. Brown now kicks it over to Trubisky. Trubisky fires up a three from the wing. No good. Rebound Stanislavski.
And the Blue Streaks right there did get some good ball movement, try to create some space, and Mason Trubisky actually had that shot open for him but couldn't make it.
As they're going to call a foul here on Mason Trubisky as Parker was battling for that inside post position. So it's going to be the second personal foul there on Mason Trubisky, 13th foul of half. And some substitutions here for the Blue Streaks as O'Toole, Gentry, and Hanna will all return here for the Blue Streaks. As it's going to be their whole entire starting five, except for William Wallace out on the court. Hugh Brown is going to remain on the court here for the Blue Streaks. And Hugh Brown's actually going to provide some double teaming here on Christian Parker. Doesn't matter. Stanislavski gives it up to Parker. That's just toying with the defense right there. And fresh out of the inbounds, Christian Parker's going to head to the line for two.
And Jacob, we've seen that out-of-bounds play drawn up many times for the Purple Raiders this season, just trying to get a little bit of space for that guy who has been down low in the paint in order to get just a nice little alley-oop pass from the inbounder. So definitely Mike Fieline's game plan right there underneath the basket, and obviously it paid off with Christian Parker up at the line for two.
Parker's free throw is good, makes it 68-57 Raiders. 9:29 left to go in this one. As Parker's second free throw is up. That one's also good. Makes it 69-57 Mount Union. As Brown brings it up here, he hands it off to Hanna. Hanna now. He's going to take a screen from Gentry. And Hanna looks to drive. Kicks that one out to O'Toole. O'Toole now over to Sartan. Sartan back over to Hanna. Hanna pump fakes, drives on Scariotis. Great defense though by the freshman. Forces the pass back out to Sartan. Sartan now stumbles momentarily. He's getting called for a traveling violation. If he wouldn't have got that traveling violation, would have been an incredible block by Parker right there. But it's going to be a turnover for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, and Sartan's complaining right there. But like you said, Jacob, Christian Parker was coming in pretty hot and heavy right there. I mean, definitely knocked Sartan straight to the ground, and I don't know if he was arguing about the travel or if he got fouled after the play was blown dead, but it doesn't matter as Scariotis has the ball.
Scariotis does have it here for the Raiders, kicks over to Poole. Poole looks to drive. Nice spin move down low, and he's going to draw the foul there. It's a nice strong take there by Braden as Connor O'Toole is going to get called for the reach-in foul, and Braden Poole is going to head to the line for two. A little bit of a quiet night here offensively for Braden Poole, but he's definitely making his presence known other spots of this game as well. He still has a block and a steal here tonight. He's got 6 points and 6 rebounds. And thought it was a shooting foul. And now the refs are going to signal that Poole is going to head to the free throw line. And so Braden Poole is going to shoot two here for the Raiders. Poole's first free throw is up and good. Makes it 70-57. William Wallace is going to return here for the Blue Streaks. As Braden Poole is going to have his second free throw here. Braden Poole, like how we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, was just incredible in that last game. 21 points, 10 rebounds, and even 5 steals in that one. He also shot 9 for 10 from the floor in that. He's got 8 points now after those two free throws. Good to go. Makes it 71-57 Raiders. William Wallace now with it. He gives it up to O'Toole. O'Toole now over to Hanna as Hanna looks to feed Gentry down low inside. It's guarded closely by Parker. As now outside is Hanna once more. Hanna now down low to Gentry. Gentry got Poole on the pump fake. And a nice pump fake there by David Gentry. He's going to head to the line for an and one opportunity.
Yeah, not good for Braden Poole right there as he picks up his 4th personal foul in the game with just under 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second half. Definitely not someone you want to lose considering he's very versatile for your team. And as Darrell Newsom comes back in the game for Braden Poole, but nonetheless Gentry with a nice little pump fake to get Poole off his feet and is up for the and one as it is sunk in for the Blue Streaks.
So it's now 71-60 here, 8:29 left to go in this one. As Davis mentioned, Braden Poole is going to take a seat with those 4 fouls. Darrell Newsom did return here for the Raiders. As for John Carroll, PJ Flannery, Mason Trubisky will both return. As Newsom now with it, he kicks over to Scariotis, down low inside to Parker. Parker looking to go to work on Flannery, goes up strong, and he's going to head to the free throw line once more, as I believe they're going to get Mason Trubisky, and yes, Mason Trubisky is going to be called there. His 3rd personal foul, 16th foul of the half.
Yeah, and I don't know what Mason Trubisky was really arguing right there, and definitely fouled the hand of Christian Parker, which is why he's up at the line for 2 as the first one goes in.
Parker continues on this tear that he has been on over the past, I would say, 3 to 4 weeks or so. He's got 20 points once more again. As that second free throw is up. That time it's no good. 72-60 Raiders here. Christian Parker, though, 8 for 11 from the floor in this one, including 3 for 5 from the free throw line. As Hannah kicks over to Trubisky, who kicks out to Wallace for the corner 3. William Wallace is having a heck of a second half here. He's got 17 points now, makes it 72-63 Raiders.
Yeah, and he's been having a great game, like you said, Jacob. And that was actually a really nice pass right there from Mason Trubisky as he looked to drive in, but dished it to Wallace.
As Christian Parker once more starting to look a lot like that LaRoche game. Christian Parker got to the free throw line a lot in that one. Only 1 free throw attempt in the first half for Parker, but here in the second half, he's about to attempt his 6th and 7th free throws of the contest. As that foul was on PJ Flannery. Flannery's going to get called for his 2nd personal foul, 17th foul of the half. So Parker's here for 2. First one short. As some substitutions here, Chris Painter is going to return here for the Raiders. Scariotis is going to take a seat. Hugh Brown is going to return here for John Carroll as Eric Hanna takes a seat. So Christian Parker, he was 10 for 15 from the line in their win on Monday. He's now 4 for 7 from the line here tonight. He's got 22 points. 73-63 Mountain Union, 7:45 to go in this one. Hugh Brown now looks to drive on Keller. He's able to do so, but they're going to call a foul on the floor here on Andrew Keller. It's going to be Keller's first personal, 16th foul of the half. So John Carroll's going to inbound it here from underneath the basket, as it is going to be William Wallace inbounding it here to Trubisky. Trubisky now over to Flannery. Flannery now wanted to hand off to Sartain, instead gives it over to Trubisky. Trubisky now is able to get it to Sartain, who drives right past the defenders and gets to the rim for the easy 2.
Yeah, and that was a good play right there by Sartain. Knew that Chris Painter Jr. was the only one in the paint, so took his chances. And Painter Jr. didn't even contest him in for the easy 2.
73-65. Newsom tried to get it down low to Parker. Parker just couldn't corral that pass. Turnover for the Raiders as John Carroll cut this lead down to 5 or 6 here on this possession. It's William Wallace now with it. He will hand that one off to Sartain. Sartain now gives up to Trubisky. Trubisky out to Wallace. Wallace drives. That time it's no good. Strong rebound there by Parker as he gives up to Stanislavski. Stanislavski now kicks it over to Keller. Keller looks to drive baseline. He's able to do so. Goes up for the reverse layup. No good. But a late whistle there. And they are going to send Andrew Keller to the free throw line there, as Keller with a nice take is going to shoot 2 here for the Raiders. They got number 20, PJ Flannery there. They said that he hit Keller on the arm. So Keller's first free throw is up. That's no good. Raiders starting to miss a bunch of easy free throws here, as not too terrible free throw shooting numbers though for the Raiders. They're now 10 for 14 in this one. As Keller's second free throw is good, so he splits the pair, makes it 74-65 Mountain Union, 6:49 to go in this one. William Wallace now hands it off to Hugh Brown. Hugh Brown now out to Trubisky. as Trubisky will dribble it on over to Flannery. Flannery now kicks it on over to Sartain. Sartain guarded closely by Newsome. Gives it right back to Flannery, who fires up a three. That one's good. John Carroll continues to cut into his lead. It's now 74-68 Raiders.
Yeah, Flannery found that little space in between him and Newsome, which was just enough for him to get that shot off and in for the Blue Streaks. This has become a very interesting game between the two teams.
Stanislavski now looks to drive. He's cut off though on the baseline. Kicks out to a cutting Chris Painter, and the Raiders are getting to the free throw line a lot here now. Hugh Brown is going to be called for the personal there, as Chris Painter is going to head to the free throw line for two.
Yeah, and I think the Raiders have been getting a little fouls, or getting foul calls in the second half. I mean, there have been a few times where I don't think they should have been at the line, and they are, but nonetheless, Chris Painter Jr. is here shooting two for the Raiders.
And interestingly enough, as Painter's first free throw is up and good, Raiders are going to be in the double bonus the rest of the way here, as that was the 9th team foul of the half for the Blue Streaks. 75-68 here, 6:08 to go in this game. Painter's second free throw is up and good. It's now 76-68 Raiders. High scoring affair here tonight at the MAC. As William Wallace now hands that off to Sartain. Sartain now over to Trubisky, who kicks it over to Brown. Brown now looks to drive on Keller. Goes up strong there for the layup. Great defense by Keller though. Trubisky comes up with the offensive rebound. Kicks it over to Sartain. Sartain now over to Flannery. Kicks it over to Wallace. Wallace now back out to Flannery. Flannery thought about the three, instead gives it down low to Trubisky. And they're going to call a foul right there on Chris Painter Jr. Definitely a mismatch right there in the post, as Trubisky's going to head to the line here for 1-on-1.
Yeah, and good for Trubisky right there. Definitely had the mismatch. Most likely was going to score on Chris Painter Jr. So, he just gave up the foul right there, and he is up for 1-on-1.
First free throw is good for Mason Trubisky. He now has 10 points tonight off that John Carroll bench. It's now 76-69 Raiders. As Trubisky's second free throw is up, that's good as well. 76-70 Mount Union. Definitely anybody's game here still at the MAC. 5:39 left to go in this one. Stanislavski has it now, as he looks where to go with it. He's cut off, gives it up to Painter. Painter now draws a Christian Parker. Parker draws a triple team, doesn't matter, and Parker gets to the rim for two. 78-70 is at the other end. Flannery fires up a deep three. That's short. Rebound into the hands of Chris Painter, who gives it up to Stanislavski.
I don't really like that shot from Flannery right there. I know Parker coming off that pretty impressive bucket, triple teamed, but still need to make a good play for your team as well.
Stanislavski kicked out the Painter for the three, but that's no good. They're going to call a loose ball foul here too on Christian Parker, as I don't know about you, partner, but I just find it quite impressive that Parker's just drawing a triple team now, even going up for rebounds, and right there, he's actually going to get called for the person with 3 blue streaks around him.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised, Jacob. I mean, he's been dominating this entire game, and John Carroll, even with Gentry in the game, has not been able to slow Christian Parker down at all, as he is leading the game in points with 23.
As Trubisky's first free throw of the 1-on-1 is up and good, makes it 78-71. As Trubisky fires up that second free throw, that's no good, but the rebound there is going to go to Flannery. Might have gotten away with the travel as Brown gives it out to Wallace. Wallace up to Sartain. Sartain pump fakes, kicks it out to Trubisky. He pump fakes as well. Trubisky looks to drive, gets to the rim for the easy two. Time out here for the Blue Streaks. Pete Moran is going to take a quick one, as John Carroll has cut it down to 5 now. 78-73, 4:46 left to go in this one. Davis, what do the Raiders really have to do to start to gain that separation that they had early on in this one?
Yeah, I think the fouls have really piled up for both teams, obviously, in this game, as they're both in the bonus. But if Mount Union wants to, stop John Carroll from scoring, the defense has got to be a little bit better. Need to be better on their defensive rotations against these JCU players, and just need to play just a little bit better. I mean, overall, on the offensive side of the ball, I like how they keep giving it to Christian Parker. Whether he gets triple teamed or not, he's going up to the line, and he's been able to convert some of the free throws he's been given. So You know, I've been liking what I've seen on the offensive side of the ball, but just turn it up a little bit more on defense.
Yeah, that's for sure, as Mount Union went up 71-57. Really looked like they were starting to pull away in this one, but ever since then, it's now 78-73, a 16-7 run by the Blue Streaks with 4:46 left to go in this one. It's anybody's ball game here. And we have a final score update from the women's basketball team up in University Heights. A women's team fell tonight to the Blue Streaks 77-50, so Mount Union is going to fall to 6-9 on the season. Blue Streaks women's basketball team 14-2. They are a nationally ranked program. As for-year Raiders, Kelsey Glass was the leading scorer, 14 points in that one. Emma Cannon with 12 points, Izzy Palamone with 10. So Braden Poole is going to inbound it here for the Raiders. They try to stop the bleeding, try to gain some of that separation back here, as Stanislavski will bring it up now for the Raiders. Stanislavski now over to Poole, as Poole draws a double team. Doesn't matter, he goes right through it, goes up for the layup, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Poole surrounded by a bunch of different Blue Streaks. Going to get tipped out by John Carroll, and Poole wanted a foul there. He's talking to the referees about it. And another score update from the OAC real quickly here. In the battle for the 3 seed, Bolden Wallace is on top 63-62 on Heidelberg. 22 seconds left to go in that one. As at the other, oh my goodness, Christian Parker with the drive on the baseline and the dunk. Oh my, draws the foul on PJ Flannery. He's going to head to the line with an and one opportunity. Let's throw it down, young man.
And that's just downright disrespectful right there from Christian Parker. I mean, I think that was way better than the Darrell Newsom dunk we saw on Monday against La Roche.
A lot of energy on this possession as Poole comes up with the rebound off the miss Parker free throw, then misses it, steals it back, fight for the loose ball. Raiders are sticking with it. Parker now with it, goes up for the layup, no good. But doesn't matter, he gets his own rebound out to Newsom. Crazy sequence there for the Raiders. William Wallace comes up with it now as Brown kicks over to Flannery, back to Brown, back to Wallace now. Around the perimeter, the Blue Streaks go. Raiders definitely with a lot more energy now after that Parker dunk as Brown drives on Painter, goes up strong for the layup. That's good. 80-75 Mount Union.
Yeah, that was good defense right there by Chris Painter Jr. Just a little bit better offense for Hugh Brown.
As Painter drives now, goes up with the layup, no good. Rebound to Trubisky. 3:35 left to go in this one. 80-75 as Wallace at the other end looks to drive. And they say he picked up his dribble. It's going to be a double dribble violation on William Wallace. Costly turnover there. Turns it back over to the Raiders. And so it'll be Eric Hanna returning here for John Carroll Blue Streaks. They have their starting 5 out there with the exception of Gentry. And my apologies, also Connor O'Toole not out there. So Trubisky and Flannery will remain out there for the Blue Streaks as Stanislavski gives it over to Newsom. Newsom down low inside to Parker. Parker back out to Newsom. Newsom fires up a 3. That's no good. Rebound to William Wallace. Every basket's going to be crucial down the stretch here as Wallace drives. Kicks it on out to Hanna. Hanna thought about the 3. He kicks it over to Flannery. Flannery now over to Sartan. Sartan fires up a 3. It's blocked by Parker. Parker now comes up with the rebound, gives up to Newsom. Newsom at the other end goes up for the layup. Big fast break there for the Raiders. 82-75 Mount Union.
And I like the control right there by Darrell Newsom. Didn't want to rush it or anything. Didn't want to put anything emphatic on it. But nice lay-in for the Raiders.
Sartan's shot's no good. Christian Parker comes up with the rebound. Parker with the big dunk just a little bit ago, then the big block to start the fast break, making his presence known still off that bench. As Stanislavski has it here for the Raiders, and he looks to drive. He will now have it on the perimeter, thought about the 3, kicks it over to Painter. Painter now down low inside to Parker, and Parker once more heading back to the free throw line. Christian Parker has 25 points in this one. If he hits these 2 free throws, it's going to be a career high 27 for Parker as he goes to the line for 2. And a final score update down in Heidelberg, man. That was a crazy game. Student Princes somehow mustered out a win, 65-64 over the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. They maintain that number 3 seed in the OAC standings right now.
You know, and with the regular season coming down to an end here, Jacob, that's a very important for Heidelberg to win that game. As you know, it can give them a little bit extra, room with home court advantage. And, they might not play the rest of the way on their home court, but the fact that they get to start out their first OAC tournament game is at home would be very important to them.
That's for sure, as Parker's first free throw is no good. Second free throw is good, though. Coach Fion's going to take a timeout as Christian Parker, for the second straight game, has matched his career high with 26 points, as that young sophomore just continues to impress off that Raider bench. Davis, what more can you say about Christian Parker other than that he is just really led this Raider team in that spark off the bench here tonight?
Yeah, and even though he is that spark off the bench for the Raiders, I think he's just this leader that hasn't gotten a chance to really shine, This is his really first season that he's gotten very, very significant playing time, and he's really capitalized off it, even though he is coming off the bench for whether it's Logan Hill or Braden Poole. He's just stepped up in so many ways, and it's great to see that from someone who's only a sophomore in college. It not only does it lead that on the court, but it also makes him confident whether he's in the classroom or not as well, as he is just all over the place in this game against the John Carroll Blue Streaks.
That's for sure, as Christian Parker came into the Mount Union basketball program in unfortunate circumstances, obviously, as we were in the COVID-19 shortened season, and Christian Parker only got 12 games in his freshman year, but definitely impressed off the bench there. He averaged 10.4 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 1.1 blocks per game, so definitely showed why he's able to have this second year leap, really, as he's now averaging over 18 points per game for the Raiders off the bench. Almost surely an all-OAC selection, I would think, as Parker here tonight definitely providing that spark, like how we mentioned, matching that career high for the second straight game of 26 points. There's 2:19 left to go in this one. William Wallace is going to bring it up here for the Blue Streaks out of the timeout. And Wallace now kicks it over to Brown, as Brown out to Flannery. Flannery now over to Wallace, as Wallace wanted to hit Sartain, instead gives up to Flannery. Flannery fires up contested three, and PJ Flannery, impressive three-pointer right there, makes it 83-78.
Yeah, that's a huge shot right there for the Blue Streaks, as it brings the game to a 5-pointer for the Purple Raiders, and they need to get something here on offense to maintain that lead they have.
1:47 left to go in this one. Newsom fires up a three. That's a big three from Darrell Newsom. He loves it. Returns the favor, hits the three, makes it 86-78.
And when they needed a spark plug in the game against La Roche, Darrell Newsom has been able to do that as well in this game too. Been hitting a few big shots for the Purple Raiders, as he found himself wide open for that three-point shot. And on the other end, William Wallace gets fouled, and he's shooting the one-on-one opportunity for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, that foul's going to be on Ethan Stanislavski. Just his first personal foul, 9th team foul of the half. Both teams will be in a double bonus the rest of the way after this. Wallace's front end of the one-and-one is good. Wallace now with 18 points. He had that stretch here in the second half where he had 8 straight points on his own, really keeping the Blue Streaks in this one. Second free throw's up. That one's good as well. Makes it 86-80. A minute 33 left to go here at the MAC. John Carroll coming out in the press now. Newsom kicks it over to Stanislavski. Stanislavski kicks it out to Painter. They easily break that press here. As Painter now out to Stanislavski once more. They're going to kill some clock here at the MAC.
Definitely need to kill some clock here, Jacob. Don't want to let John Carroll have any opportunity to get back in this game, as it is only a 6-point lead with just under a minute and 10 left to play in this game.
7 on the shot clock here now, as Stanislavski finally goes to work. Looks to drive, goes up to the rim. That one's blocked by Trubisky, and the rebound there is Sartain. Sartain now over to Trubisky. 59 seconds left to go in this one now. 86-80 here as Wallace looks to drive on Parker. Goes up for the layup. That's no good. They wanted a goaltending call. Might have deserved a goaltending call there, honestly. But nonetheless, Raiders get away with a break. Stanislavski here. 45 seconds left to go in this one. No choice but to foul. Stanislavski's going to head to the line for 2.
You know, they can argue about that goaltending, and yes, that should have been called, but Mount Union also had a goaltending of their own that should have been called earlier in the game as well. So I know it's way more critical in this stage of the game, but it is what it is. It happened, and it wasn't called. You just got to move on with it.
Yeah, that's for sure, as Stanislavski's going to head to the free throw line here, 4-2. First free throw's up, no good. Remains 86-80 here, 43 seconds left to go at the MAC.
Yeah, and these free throws right here are very critical for Mount Union, as it is only a 2-possession game, but if they were to make this, it would make it a 3-possession game.
As Stanislavski tries to split the pair here, free throws up, and got the friendly bounce off the rim. It's 87-80 Mount Union now. Wallace is going to bring it up here for the Blue Streaks. As Wallace needs to get to work here. 35 seconds to go now, as Brown falls down with it, kicks it out to Wallace. Wallace now taking a lot of time off the clock here. 27 seconds left. Trubisky kicks it on out to Flannery. Flannery fires up a contested three. No good. Rebound Christian Parker with 20 seconds left. Parker's going to get fouled, and the sophomore is going to have an opportunity to have a new career high here as the Raiders on top by 7 with 20 seconds to go in this one.
Yeah, and Parker works extremely hard in this game for the Purple Raiders tonight. Like you had mentioned, Jacob, right now is tied for his career high with 26 points. And before he's even going to get a chance to shoot these free throws, Pete Moran takes that timeout for the Blue Streaks.
Yeah, Moran's going to have one more timeout after this one. Parker, though, with that last rebound as well, he actually has a double-double here tonight as well. So matching a career high for now with 26 points. He also has 10 rebounds in this one, also 3 assists. Parker has been everywhere. And while we have a momentary break in the action, we'll just take a look around the OAC as well for some scores. Like how we mentioned earlier in this one, Heidelberg came away with the big win, 65-64, as the Marietta Pioneers right now are also in a big battle. 1:05 left to go down in Otterbein. They only lead the Cardinals 61-57, so interesting down there. We could see Baldwin Wallace fall and potentially Marietta as Otterbein tries to make a comeback in that one. And the other game in action, just great games tonight in the OAC, honestly. 45 seconds left to go down in Wilmington. Quakers are trailing the Ohio Northern Polar Bears 64-62. Of course, the Polar Bears are going to be traveling up here to Mount Union on Saturday to take on your Purple Raiders.
Yeah, these basketball games tonight are reminding me of the fantastic football we saw just this past weekend in the NFL.
And we know which game you love the most there, partner. The Bengals pulling off that big win over the Tennessee Titans. We wish the Bengals the best of luck. For your sake, honestly, partner, I really hope that they make it to the Super Bowl for you.
I'd cry.
As Parker's first free throw is up, there's that new career high for the sophomore. Christian Parker now 27 points in this one, makes it 88-80. As Parker 10 for 14 from the floor here tonight, just a dominant effort. Second free throw is up and good as well, makes it 89-80 Mount Union. William Wallace is going to bring it up here. 18 seconds left to go in this one. As William Wallace now looks to drive, goes up, no good. Rebound Parker, gives it up to Stanislavski. John Carroll's not going to foul. Raiders are going to come away with their 5th straight win. They're going to sweep the season series over their rival, the John Carroll Blue Streaks. Got a final score of 89-80, and Davis just wrapping things up. What did you like here tonight from your Purple Raiders?
Not from my Purple Raiders, Jacob. Our Purple Raiders. But obviously can't discredit the play of Christian Parker in this contest. As you said, Jacob finishes with a career high 28 points, and with that rebound at the end actually pushes him to 11 rebounds total for the game. I mean, a fantastic effort from the sophomore out of Glen Oak High School. And I want to give a lot of credit to the Blue Streaks. I mean, they never backed down in this game, and with 3 minutes left, it was a 5-point game. 2 or 3 minutes left, it was a 5-point game. So Blue Streaks definitely played their heart out, definitely played really tough, and it'll be interesting to see how they play up against Mount Union next year.
Yeah, that's for sure. We could potentially see the Blue Streaks, honestly, too, in that OAC tournament, as you never know, as the Blue Streaks kind of fallen a little bit lower now in the standings, I believe around the 6 or 7 mark. So we could potentially see the Blue Streaks once more. Who knows? We'd sure love to see them in that tournament. As just wrapping up with some final stats here, Purple Raiders shot 50% from the floor, while John Carroll 42% from the floor. Blue Streaks 33% from the three-point line. The Raiders 29%. Mountain Union once more getting to the free throw line 24 times in this one, and they shot 70% from the free throw line there. And as we've mentioned, Christian Parker led the Raiders tonight. 28 points, 11 rebounds. Ethan Stanislavski, though, great game from him as well. 18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Chris Painter had 14 points for your Raiders. And so the Raiders will be back in action here, men's basketball team and women's basketball team, in a doubleheader against the Ohio Northern Polar Bears on Saturday. We will be on the call for both of those ones. And so wrapping things up here from the MAC, I'm Jacob Attar signing off as well for the great Davis Roby. And as always, it's a great day to be a Purple Raider.